Alright, welcome back. In the last lesson, we created our Microsoft Azure account and ended up here on the portal. In this lesson, we're going to be creating our computer vision resource, which will allow us to connect to the computer vision API, send in an image, and then the API will extract the text from the image and then return that to us as a JSON file. Now, before we continue, let's go over what a JSON file is. Here's an example of it. It's basically a text file that contains objects and properties. So here we have basically a list of users here, and then we have a object for each user. You can tell an object by it having these squiggly brackets, and a list or an array by having the square brackets here. So each object here in this example has a name and an age. The name is a string and the age is 25. So this is basically a way of, so this is the format that we are going to receive our text as. It will have multiple objects as well as string containing information that just comes with the cognitive service, but we'll be looking specifically for very specific objects, lists, and going down the hierarchy until we find the text that we actually want. We'll go over more of what the actual JSON file for our computer vision API looks like once we get to scripting it, as we'll need to know when we're doing that. Alright, so let's return to the portal here. And what we want to do first of all is click on the Create a Resource button at the top left. This will take us to a list where we can select something or search. What we're going to do is we're going to be searching for computer vision. Select this, and we want to create a new computer vision resource. So we'll click on the Create button, and then this will take us to here. What we want to do here is fill in some information. The first thing we're going to do actually is create a resource group. Now a resource group, it's not that important that we do it. It's not required for when we start scripting in Unity, but it is just good to pair the services that you're going to be using together basically in one group. So we can create a new group here, and let's just call this image reader app, and we'll click OK. And now this part of the image reader app. For the name, we can call this image reader computer vision, like so. The subscription we want to set to free trial. The location, you can choose whatever location you're in, whatever location here you see is closest to you. I'm from Eastern Australia, so I'll have it on Australia East. And for the pricing tier, what we want to do is select the F0 pricing tier. I've already created a computer vision resource before to actually test out the app, but you should have a F0 option here. And then what we can do is click on Create. Now I've already created one, so I'm going to go over to mine right now. But yeah, just click the Create button and it should then take you back to the actual portal home here. And then in the top right, if we click on the bell, you should see there being a notification here. It should say something about the resource is deploying. So it will have a loading bar here showing you that it's deployed. And then once that's complete, there should be a button that says Go to Resource. And when you click on that, it will take you to this page here. We don't really need to be on this page here by default, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on the Overview button up here, and this will take us to the Overview page. Now, there are a few things. There are actually two things that we need in order to connect to the API once we're in Unity, and that is our endpoint URL here. So we need the endpoint URL here, so just copy that, like paste it to a notepad document, or just have this page open for when we get up to the scripting point. And then we need to click on Show Access Keys, because in order to connect to your specific resource of the API, we need our specific access key. So we can click on that, and it'll show us we have two access keys here. Now we only need the key one. You can use key 2, it doesn't really matter which one you use, but we'll just use key 1 here. So just copy that, and again keep it in a notepad document, or just have this page open ready for scripting. In the next lesson we'll be setting up our second resource, which is going to be our text-to-speech using the speech services, and there are a few different things we need to get from that one, so stay tuned for that.